Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is October 9th, 2025, and I'm back with another break time message. I hope you're doing well and that the morning has treated you kindly. So one of the curator's friends is talking about damage control. They're talking about mental magic. They were talking about blowing up the United States of America. They're so upset. They're getting a return on all that nasty magic they sent to people. They feel that there's a magistrate responsible for this. They feel that this magistrate is in America. They tried to destroy her. God resurrected her and led her back into an ascension, and then gathered her testimony of experience and has called judgment. They blame her for the return because she survived and brought awareness to what she had discovered. Lots of people in the USA seem to have been targeted and affected by mental magic. I guess we'll just have to wait and see if God will make a deal or just remove his people to a new land and let those who drop bombs live in a land ravaged by violence. He did say that if they wanted to create a world of violence, that a world of violence they shall have. So I don't know, take that as it resonates. I don't think he's making a deal, because these ones, they said that this was the end of their relationship with batteries, and this woman that they want to capture and her counterpart are very, very, very full of potent energy that they need in order to fuel their magic, their illusions, and their utopia. And God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries. He's not given up any of those ones that he has led back into an ascension. So it does not appear to me as though any deals will be made in that regard. You know, apparently peace was offered and they rejected that offer. That's my perception. God did say that they will get what they deserve, and I don't feel that he was playing with that, because when he said that, he moved his voice through me. And it's like my spirit, my soul wanted to just flee in fear, although it was very gentle and very quick, you know, when he spoke. So it wasn't prolonged, but it was very, very scary, and he's not playing. So no matter what, this curator does not want this American woman to have God's opportunity that he is offering her for services and to suffering. They want to blow up her house, her community. They want to use like some kind of war as an excuse to cover a strategic mark or whatever. So I guess we'll just have to find out what God does about that. At 11:10, which 111 would be new beginnings, the word indemnity popped through my mind, which is a promise to cover the costs if something goes wrong for someone else, so that they don't have to pay out of their own pocket. I heard a masculine telling someone to cover the costs of something, and a feminine replied that she wasn't going to cover those costs. Some sort of conglomerate, it seems, which is a large corporation composed of several smaller independent companies that operate in different, often unrelated industries, all owned by a single parent company. This could be actual businesses. This could be countries working together under an umbrella. They got some kind of intercontinent financial system or agreement of sorts. It's because of their anointing, the curator said. They are sanctified, consecrated, set apart by divine power, God, for a specific purpose. There is a rainbow covenant here. Several weeks ago, a few months ago, I had a vision of that rainbow moving through a feminine body. Here in California legislature, a masculine stated, I don't know what that means. What the F-U-C-K was that all about? One masculine said. I have no idea. A feminine said, because he is so very weak-minded, that. So it could very well be that with this mental magic that is returning on them, somebody is snapping. They're losing their mind. What the F-U-C-K was that all about? Somebody attacked somebody, verbally or otherwise. I don't know. A feminine was like, because he's so very weak-minded, he can't fight the mental magic. He's being driven by it. Many of you probably know what that is. Being driven into some rage or anger or sorrow out of the blue. A masculine stated something about an official warning. Somebody is dedicated to something or someone. It sounded like a feminine saying that she has become scared. There's something about accusations. The other day they were talking about this feminine that they're talking about being filing indictments. Apparently, so there's something about accusations. Somebody may have filed indictments. Somebody may have tried something and then got accused or called out for it. At 444, which is the angel number, protected by angels, somebody said, "Are you watching?" And another masculine said, "No. What are you doing?" Something about an investigation. They're calling somebody a qualifier, which is qualifies for a competition or its final rounds, one that satisfied requirements or meets a specified standard, provides necessary skills. They are certified, empowered, prepared, authorized, and enabled. That's the anointing of these ones that God is giving opportunity to. And these ones who have been giving little piddly crumbs of opportunity to people while they suffer and they gain very big, are really upset about God's favor over this woman and her protector. There's something about Britain's favor. And one of these masculines exclaimed, "She didn't pass the test?" Take it as it resonates. It seems there's going to be a swap between one playing a role and one fit to provide purpose. There's a 70 percentile approval rating for this new person, apparently. These masculines are complaining that this woman is a sympathizer, which is an advocate, a supporter, an ally, someone who feels concern for a particular idea, person, or cause, often aligning with them emotionally and socially. Somebody said, "She's captivating." The curator is still looking for an original, organic sacrifice. He keeps repeating the need. October 6th, there was talk of something going on October 9th, and that would be today. I don't know what that is, but something's happening. Somebody was talking to the curator, and they were saying, in the form of a sentinel, which is a soldier, a guard, someone whose job is to keep watch, to prevent surprise attacks, or to monitor something. The other day they were talking about Jehovah's Witness. In computing, a sentinel is a special symbol or marker that indicates the beginning or end of a data unit. Could be that the sentinel is the Alpha Omega. resurrected, led back to ascension, all information retrieved. To keep watch, to prevent surprise attacks, to monitor something, to learn as much as you can, about as much as you can, and then bring it back. Judgment is occurring. Karmic return is occurring. They're talking about somebody's protector, this woman. There's something about the FBI. Last night, there was a lot of talk. This curator and his team, they want to arrest this woman and her protector for immigration or some other cause. It appears the target is a model citizen. They work steady at their job. Perhaps they've had the same employer for some time. They pay their taxes. They manage a home. They pay their bills on time. They may have a car. That's a very, very responsible person. They may have been, there may have been something that happened up to 25 years ago, because it sounded as though this curator was trying to pull up some kind of a mental break, as though there was some kind of catastrophe in your life, like 25 years ago. You know, it could have been a loss of a home, a mate, a pet, a job, or all things like that, or some other kind of thing, a death, whatever. Take it as it resonates. But appears that there was something mental that required medication for a time, which left a medical record. And these ones are trying to pull that up. And they are speaking to what sounds like law enforcement, trying to get them to agree to making a false arrest based on information of some kind of mental break 25 years ago. You know how that happens when your whole world falls apart and it's like, oh, you know, it happens. But apparently this was like a long freaking time ago, and he's trying to pull it up and then get somebody arrested for mental instability. But you're a model citizen. Over the last 25 years, there's been nothing. So it's weird. There's like, it sounds as though they're being told that you are this model citizen, and there's no justification for that. So whoever they're talking to is operating from morals, ethics, and honor. And it's really lovely to hear such a thing after listening to all of this other malarkey. So that was a real good way to end this message. I appreciated that. This is the message. I hope that it clarifies something that you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Bye.